Hey guys, I hope you're all doing very well. Welcome back to another video. And Chelsea could not make me even more happier today because Chelsea have beaten Wolves 6-2 at Molineux Stadium. Now, I would say throughout the whole game it was a very 50-50 game. I think mostly the second half is where most of the talking point will be at. Now, the first half Chelsea played a little bit slow and pretty much they were caught in their own shell, essentially. I think certainly, Chelsea were allowing Wolves to get into their half and just take more chances. And in some circumstances throughout the game, Wolves probably could have taken the lead. I mean, genuinely could have done because they had a lot of shots in that game. And pretty much throughout the majority of their stats, most of their attempts were in the first half. So it was a very nervy at some stages for Chelsea. So it kind of felt like they were kind of stuck in their old ways of performances previously. But then the second half was absolutely phenomenal. I think Maresca definitely got his team selection correct for this one. And I think the positions of the players seem to be well suited. So in the first half, Maresca put Jackson as number 9, Cole Palmer as a number 10. And then he used Madueke and Mudryk as wingers. And I think that was, the benefit because Madueke and Mudryk have the pace. I think Cole Palmer suits the number 10 because he's very good technically with the ball and can allow, any of the wingers as well as Jackson to find space that he can pick the pass to, as well as him getting into good positions as a number 10 to link up play as well. And I think Jackson up front as a number 9 would work when he gets like the support around him. And I think first half there wasn't so much of that, but then second half really changed. Especially when he brought on João Felix and then also brought on Pedro Neto, where I think really there's something that could be, for Chelsea fans, something that they could really look forward to because there's a lot of good players in that squad now. There seems to be some good depth, especially in attack now. So I think it'll be interesting to see, how this attacking formation will play out. But yeah, the main stars today, I really would say, was Noni Madueke. I thought he was absolutely phenomenal. Now, there was a little bit of a controversy surrounding him before the game because he made an Instagram post about Wolverhampton, and it quickly just spread very quickly, and the Wolves fans weren't really happy with his Instagram post, and so pretty much he was getting pretty much a lot of stick from the Wolves fan throughout the game. But I think today for him, he got the final laugh at the end because he got a hat-trick and his performance was really good. I mean, a lot of the players' performances were actually good. I think Cole Palmer had a really good game. And, I think when Felix and Pedro Neto come on, they actually added something, to the game as well. So it definitely was a much improved performance at Man City. Now, I think the Man City game, in my perspective, was a very slow, unprogressive performance. I felt there was lots of lacking of creativity throughout the game. There were some Chelsea fans that actually felt Chelsea actually played well. So it was actually interesting to see that there was a different perspective of how they viewed the City game. Now, I do think there were like a very few chances, but I didn't think that there were enough to justify the performance. So I think potentially the fans probably would have seen that and think they would have thought something different. But if that was the case, then they were probably right because obviously the game today, it was an amazing performance, and hopefully there's probably going to be a lot more of this throughout the season. And hopefully if we don't get injuries and a lot of the players could keep fit, it'll be very exciting to see where Chelsea can finish, because I thought after the Man City game, especially the pre-season, there wasn't really much optimism from my perspective. But then pretty much after that, especially the Conference League game, which I wasn't really taking too much of account to based on after the City game, I wanted to see how they would have performed in the next Premier League game against Wolves, because they can be a tough team at times and they have some very good players. And they really proved a lot of doubters wrong, including myself. So I think it'll be very interesting now after this win where Chelsea can finish. Now, if I was looking at certain improvements throughout the game as well, because there should be improvements, I really think that the first half of the games do need to be addressed. Because even first half in the Europa Conference League game was not very good. And especially the game against Wolves today wasn't great either. So I really think that first half does need to be addressed. Now, obviously, the second half does change. So it does seem that there is a team talk that Maresca is giving to the players. And I think now as well, especially considering there was a lot of things behind the scenes with a lot of the players' contracts, a lot of players being stripped from their numbers like Raheem Sterling. I think Ben Chilwell's situation is also likely that he might leave the club as well. And then also Conor Gallagher leaving with the whole transfer saga surrounding him. So there's been a lot of things in the air with the club that I think kind of masked a lot of things that might have affected the performance previously. But I think if Maresca gets to know the players as well as their qualities and where they can fit onto the pitch and his formation, I think hopefully it can be that could be resolved, and then hopefully the players could pick up the performances again. So there could be a lot of optimism moving forward. And hopefully the next game against Crystal Palace, which I will be at, hopefully that could be another improved performance. So yeah, let me know what you think of the game. Please like, comment, subscribe, dislike if you want to dislike. And yeah, that's about it. See you later.